Welcome back to English Time Daily History, your portal to the past. Today we journey back to ancient China, to an era of heroes, villains, and legendary battles that have echoed through millennia. We're talking about the Three Kingdoms period, a time when the once mighty Han dynasty had crumbled, leaving a power vacuum that three formidable factions rushed to fill. Imagine a sprawling chessboard, but instead of pawns and kings, you have cunning strategists, valiant warriors, and entire armies clashing for the ultimate prize, the unification of China. This is the story of Cao Wei, Shu Han, and Eastern Wu battle for supremacy that would shape the course of Chinese history forever. So, how did this epic conflict begin? The late Eastern Han dynasty was a shadow of its former self, plagued by corruption. Peasant uprisings like the Yellow Turban Rebellion and ambitious warlords carving out their own territories. Amidst this chaos, one figure rose to prominence with unmatched political and military genius: Cao Cao. He was a brilliant strategist, a ruthless politician, and a talented poet. Starting as a minor official, he systematically defeated rival warlords across the vast northern plains of China. By 220 AD, his son, Cao Pi, would force the last Han emperor to abdicate, formally establishing the kingdom of Cao Wei and claiming the mandate of heaven. Cao Wei controlled the most populous and resource-rich part of China, the Central Plains, giving it a significant advantage. Its capital, Luoyang, became the heart of political and military power. The Wei regime was known for its efficient administration and strong military, built on the foundations laid by the pragmatic and often controversial Cao Cao. But not everyone was willing to bow to the new Wei emperor. In the southwest, a charismatic leader with a claim to the Han imperial lineage was building his own movement. His name was Liu Bei. Often portrayed as the virtuous and benevolent underdog, Liu Bei's journey was one of hardship and perseverance. He started with nothing but his name and a deep desire to restore the glory of the Han dynasty. His cause was bolstered by two of China's most famous heroes, the peerless warrior Guan Yu and the fiery, loyal Zhang Fei. Their sworn brotherhood became a symbol of unwavering loyalty. But Liu Bei's greatest asset was perhaps his chief strategist, the legendary Zhuge Liang, a master of diplomacy, tactics, and even engineering. Zhuge Liang was the brains behind Liu Bei's operations. After securing the mountainous and strategically defensible region of Shu, modern-day Sichuan, Liu Bei declared himself emperor in 221 AD, establishing the kingdom of Shu Han. His mission was clear: to overthrow the legitimate and restore of Nos of Kawasov. I'm to be where we will see to Salah with any cameron with a camera professor. I but the can I but can of have hack a meg of I while Cao Wei dominated the north and Shu Han held the west, the south, along the fertile Yangtze River Delta, belonged to a third power, Eastern Wu. The Sun family had been consolidating its power in this region for generations. starting with Sun Jian and his son, Sun Ce, known as the Little Conqueror. After Sun Ce's untimely death, the mantle of leadership fell to his younger brother, Sun Quan. A shrewd and patient ruler, Sun Quan was skilled at identifying and promoting talented individuals. Unlike the ambitious Cao Cao or the idealistic Liu Bei, Sun Quan was a pragmatist, focused on defending his territory and developing his state's economy. The Kingdom of Eastern Wu, officially established in 229 AD, boasted a powerful navy that gave it undisputed control over the Yangtze River, a natural barrier that proved almost impenetrable to the northern cavalry of Cao Wei. Its capital, Jinan, which is modern-day Nanjing, became a commerce and Kelman, and commerce and by essent palm with the prince and be so with cans and with can and with can kai can I when with onk and what's where at and Wu's strength lay in its defensible geography and its stable, long-lasting leadership under Sun Quan. The relationships between these three kingdoms were a complex dance of alliance and betrayal. The most famous early example of this was the Battle of Red Cliffs in 208 AD. Cao Cao, having unified the north, marched his massive army south, intending to wipe out Liu Bei and Sun Quan in one fell swoop. Facing overwhelming odds, Liu Bei and Sun Quan formed a temporary alliance, led by the brilliant strategist Zhou Yu from Wu and Zhu Liang from Shu. Their combined forces executed a masterful fire attack on Cao Cao's naval fleet, shattering his invasion and cementing the three-way division of China. This legendary battle proved that despite Cao Wei's superior numbers, it could not easily conquer the south. For decades, the landscape was defined by this fragile balance of power. Alliances were made and broken, spies were sent, and borders were constantly contested. Military conflict was the defining feature of this era. The three kingdoms were in a near-constant state of war, with campaigns launched almost annually. Zhu Liang, serving as Shu Han's chancellor, launched a series of northern expeditions against Cao Wei, hoping to reclaim the capital and fulfill Liu Bei's dream. These campaigns, while featuring ingenious tactics like the use of wooden oxen and gliding horses for supply transport, ultimately failed to break the strong defenses of Wei. Meanwhile, Cao Wei repeatedly tried to invade both Shu's and Wu's treacherous mountain passes and Wu's formidable navy on the Yangtze River, the city of Hefei, a strategic fortress on the border, became the site where generals like Wise Ganjin, where when we wen with we tarring with we sang with Canron to so with a sangwison with how so san with the hand ow weason with suk wak of This perpetual warfare drained the resources of all three states and led to immense suffering for the common people. Yet the ambition of their leaders kept the cycle of violence turning. The delicate balance of power began to unravel in the latter half of the 3rd century. The generation of legendary founders Cao, Liu Bei and Sun Quan had passed away, and their successors often lacked their vision and charisma. The kingdom of Shu Han, isolated in the west and exhausted by Zhuge Liang's costly northern campaigns, was the first to fall. In 263 AD, the Cao Wei general Deng Ai led a daring invasion, taking a treacherous shortcut through impassable mountains to bypass Shu's main defenses. He appeared unexpectedly before the Shu capital of Chengdu, and the shocked Shu emperor Liu Shan surrendered without a fight. The fall of Shu Han marked the end of Liu Bei's dream to restore the Han dynasty and shifted the balance of power decisively in Cao Wei's favor. With only Eastern Wu remaining, it seemed only a matter of time before Wei would unite the land. However, a dramatic twist was about to unfold within the victorious kingdom of Cao Wei itself. While Wei's armies were conquering Shu, power at the imperial court had been steadily slipping away from the Cao family. A powerful clan, the Sima family, had been accumulating influence for decades. Starting with the brilliant strategist Sima Yi, who had been a key rival to Zhuge Liang. Through cunning political maneuvering and a decisive coup, Sima Yi's sons, Sima Shi and Sima Zhao, seized complete control of the Wei government, reducing the Cao emperors to mere puppets. In 265 AD, just 2 years after conquering Shu, Sima Zhao's son, Sima Yan, did to the Cao family what Cao Pi had done to the Han emperor. He forced the last Wei emperor to abdicate and established his own dynasty, the Jin dynasty. Thus, the kingdom of Cao Wei, the most powerful of the three, was usurped from within, not defeated by an external enemy. With Shu Han gone and Cao Wei replaced by the new Jin dynasty, only Eastern Wu remained. Sima Yan, now Emperor Wu of Jin, spent years consolidating his power and preparing for the final campaign of unification. In 280 AD, the Jin forces launched a massive multi-pronged invasion of Wu from both land and water. The demoralized and poorly led Wu forces collapsed quickly. The Jin navy sailed down the Yangtze, meeting little resistance, and the last Wu emperor surrendered, finally bringing the Three Kingdoms period to a close after nearly a century of division and conflict. China was once again unified, but under the banner of the Jin dynasty, not any of the original three contenders. The era of heroes had ended, leaving behind a legacy of epic tales, strategic wisdom, and a deep imprint on Chinese culture that fascinates people to this day. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through one of the most fascinating periods in Chinese history. The stories of loyalty, ambition, and strategy from the Three Kingdoms have inspired countless books, operas, movies, and video games. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the past, please hit that like button. Subscribe to English Time Daily History and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Who is your favorite character from this era? Until next time, keep exploring history.